For those joining us in person, we have Coach Ralph and player Brinae Alexander. We'll start with in-person questions and then go to Zoom. So those joining us on Zoom, please submit your questions in the Q&A. We'll start with an opening statement and then questions for Brinae, let her leave, and then finish up with Coach Ralph. So whenever you're ready, Coach.
I'm ready. I don't have much to say. We'll take questions.
We'll do questions for Brinae first and let her leave, and then we'll open for Coach.
Brinae, with you guys playing your second game in 2 days, how difficult was it to kind of keep the energy up, throughout the game, especially throughout that fourth quarter?
It's something that we have done before in previous tournaments, and something that we can't focus on. Like, we can't dread the fact that this is our second game in a row, but we do have to come in with energy and effort and just know we got to give it our all.
Brinae, when you're in a battle like that in the fourth quarter and every possession's a grind, and then all of a sudden there's triple zeros on the clock, just how harsh is that reality?
I mean, I don't think it's too harsh because I don't think we're done. And I for certainly am not done. And that's really all I have to say.
Yeah, Brinae, how far do you think the team came this season, to now from the beginning?
Well, it's definitely a step forward than previous years, and I am thankful for Coach and her staff coming in and taking over. But I am really proud of my teammates and proud of our growth throughout the season.
Kind of following up on that, Brinae, in what ways did you guys grow the most this year, do you feel like?
I think as our culture was big, as she says that quote all the time, but I think we grew as our mental strength and our mental toughness, and being able to push through things and push through those lapses that we've had in previous games.
Thank you all. Thank you, Brinae. You're all set to leave.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? Any questions for Coach?
I just wanted a couple calls there late that kind of went against you guys. The charge in particular on Jordan, what did you think of that? And just I guess the ending in general, the way it all went down.
I've been instructed several times not to talk about the officiating on my walk here, so I won't say anything about it, but I can tell you, just if you want to look back at my reaction, you'll get exactly what I think about it. But at the end of the day, I talk to these guys all the time about controlling what you can control, and I got to say that for myself too. I can't control that. We can't control that. So you hope to put yourself in position there at the end of the game where it's not a one-point game or a tie. You got to make plays the whole game, and we talk about our small victories and the choices that we make that drift us closer to the championship team we want to be and further away from laziness and fatigue and things that are easier to choose when it's a kind of grinded out game, 2 games in a row, whatever you want to say. This is, it's a tough thing to play this game in March when everyone wants to win. Everybody that loses goes home. So I understand that, at the end of the game, that's usually not what wins or loses games. But, I think for me in particular, I will say I probably would have made a couple different decisions down the stretch. I'm really proud of our team. I think that they battled as hard as they could. The ball didn't bounce our way. Sometimes we had open shots that didn't go in. We missed some free throws. That happens. That's the game of basketball. But in the future, I hope it doesn't come to that. But if it does, we have to be able to make the plays that we need to make to win the game, and that's all there is to it.
With 8 seconds left, it looked like you were trying to get Brinae, and then they sort of, is that essentially what the play, trying to get Brinae?
Yeah,
Brinae
I probably should have left it the way that it was before. And that's what I mean by making a couple different decisions. But I thought we could get something easier if we brought her in from outside because of the kid they had in the lane, where we wanted, right? Everybody knows with 0.4 seconds where the ball's going to go, right? I thought if we lifted it over that kid, we might have a better shot. But at the end of the day, hindsight is 20/20. So.
I think I'll pick up with where you're going. On the right before that with 8 seconds, did you get what you were trying to get?
No.
Okay. And then another question down the stretch. How frustrating was it? You played great defense for 3 quarters, pretty much every possession. It seemed like it was harder to get stops in the fourth quarter. What changed there?
I don't think anything changed. I think, they made some tougher shots. We did pretty much the same thing. I think our rotations weren't great. I will say that. We probably could have taken some more charges than we did. So I'll have to look back at the film, but I felt like our defense was pretty good. They missed a lot of open jump shots, and then they made a couple of big ones when they needed to make them, and that's the game of basketball. But yeah, I think absolutely down the stretch, our execution on both ends of the floor could have been a lot better. So we'll take that into whatever we have next as part of our growth.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.